Hello, beautiful people. Let's talk about balance council changes. Let's do it fast. So let's start maybe with the power increase. So first we have Justiana. In my opinion, this is a very neutral change. It will not have a big impact on the game. Well, for 10 points of provision, I would say 6. It's definitely much better than 5. With 5, it was, I would say, pretty ridiculous. Obviously, this is a veteran, so in the third round, Justiana, she will have 8 points of power. So I would say this is a pretty decent value, and I think it should stay exactly as it is right now, and there are no additional changes needed. Lord Riptide, I don't like this change, to be honest with you, because I find that this card it's being played not as it should be in the, I would say, original concept. So it was supposed to be a removal option for Ogroid, but unfortunately this card is so good that it's included in every monster deck. So I would say 9 was pretty okay. 10, it's an overspill and this is too strong, but I would say like there are much more important cards that they need a change than Lord Riptide, so maybe it would be better that once it will stay at 10 and it will be this way. Yennefer, very good change, a completely forgotten card. Obviously, it's not like it's going to have a big impact on Yen. Probably 7, that would be much better, or 8 points of provision. So I would say definitely the provision is the problem here, because even if it's going to be at 7 points of power, it's still not a, I would say, that much of a difference, so I would say 8 would be much better. Ciri, finally, she's at 5. I would say for this card to be playable, she should be at least at 6 points of power, and then it would make sense. Right now at 5, it's still, as we all know, it's not being seen in the decks this season. Trees, great change. This is definitely something that will have an impact on the game. Card that was already played at 4 points of power. Right now, for sure, it will be more visible, and I agree with this change. Roach, I also agree. If this card it's supposed to be at 3 points of power, then it needs to be changed into 8 points of provision cost, and Knickers then to 2 and 7, and that would make sense. But Roach, for sure, 4 and 9, this is the value that we're looking for, and I hope it will stay like this, or if it's going to be changed, then 3 and 8. Anna Henrietta, obviously this is a change which is pretty good for nilfgaard lovers, and the problem with this card was that when it had 3 points of power, it was within the range of Coup de Grace. So right now it's at 4 points of power, so Coup will not work on this anymore, and definitely we're gonna see this card more often in Nilfgaard decks. Mutated Hounds, finally 6 points of power makes this card playable, so I'm really glad to see this card at 6 points of power because it was completely forgotten card. Cadwen Unite, also a very good change. I really agree with this like a concept. Pretty good change, especially for portals and also for AA. It can be summoned, so great change for Northern Realms. Illusionist, I was voting for this change. I think that at 3 points of power, it was just completely ridiculous. This card was completely forgotten. It was not being played almost at all. So finally, this card will be. It was brought back to life. So 4, and it should stay like this with no additional changes. Decrease of power. I really don't understand this change. I mean, in the best even scenario, this card cannot offer you more than 25 points, and I mean this is like complete maximum. So I would say for 14 points of provision, I don't think this is such a huge problem. Right now it's at 3 points of power, which is completely ridiculous, and I don't agree with this change, and I think this is an overspill. Admiral Rompali, I agree, because after the first round, most probably Admiral will be at 6 points of power, so he will be still in the range of like some removal options. Once he had 4 points of power, then after the first round he was going all the way to 7, so you had to use a heat wave or because usually if you play a nilfgaard, it's not an option. It's not like a big deal because you can just use a lock on it. But regarding the other factions, let me say like monsters, they don't have locks. So I mean, it was a card that was completely out of whack. And I mean, right now 3, it's perfect, and it should say like this, the way it is. Living armor, okay, this is like every month story. So I agree with this change. This is only to make the card stronger, so it's okay. Radovid, I don't agree with this change. I think that Devo decks should be preferred, and actually like destroying Devo decks makes absolutely no sense in my opinion. So 5 and 10, that was perfect. Right now 4, I don't agree with this completely, especially that you had to use all of your leader ticks in order to summon Radovid. So I would say 5 and 10, that was good. Vanadane, I'm pretty neutral actually against this change. 6 was okay. 5, was it really necessary? I don't think that was such a big like issue with this card. Maybe it should just stay where it was before, and I don't think that it was like the first need was to change Vanadane. Prophet, I mean, these changes are going all the way to just completely destroy cultists, and as you all know, I really enjoy playing cultists. So I don't agree with this change. I think that every single card that was in this deck was nerfed. So we're gonna have one of these archetypes, which basically will be completely forgotten and not played at all. And I'm just only looking for this moment when somebody will gonna wake up and finally all the buffs will gonna go to cultists, and then we're gonna revert all the changes for no need. In my opinion, if we are changing something, we are changing this into the point that we are not completely destroying the archetype. And these changes are heading into the direction that cultists will be basically like cards that will be never used. Nausicaa, this is every month story. Uncreate Riders, I think this is a setup. So they want to change it for 4 points of power and also for 4 points of provision, and that's going to be a huge change. And it will make pirates, I would say, great. Not good, but great, because it's going to be a huge buff for pirates. So I think the next month we will see this card at 4 points of provision. The same goes with skirmishers, but actually 3, and the next month probably it will be at 4. And I agree with this change. And why is that? Actually, the discard package may seem like it's worth playing, but in fact, to be honest with you, it's super random. So you don't have any kind of like a tool except Birna and Skulls and also Coral to do something about it. And if you are ending up in the situation in which you're not able to draw them due to the fact that you don't play any other thinners, then basically you're stuck with some cards which are just basically useless in the third round. So what I would say is that 4 is perfect. Let's be at 3 points of power, but I mean no other changes for this card. Then we have Elder Bear, and actually this is a change that is mainly here, I would say, for verification. I don't think that anybody was thinking about this deck with Rain plus Beasts. So verification actually got stronger if we play it offensively, but if we want to play it for like our purposes, to get a higher value card, before it was 10 for 5. Unfortunately, right now it's only 9 for 5. So I think that verification will be played only offensively this season. Then we have provisions, and this is completely ridiculous for me. This definitely I will vote for this change to be reverted. I don't like that kind of changes that 1 month we go 1 step forward, then the second month we're gonna go 1 step back. But actually I hate this Enslave 6 so much that definitely I'm gonna vote for this change once again. Blood money, actually this is a very good change, because even after the buffs that Blood Money got, unfortunately it's still not enough, and this is a kind of deck that it's still missing something. So I would say, although this is a heavy control deck, so I would say it's still missing something, and definitely we need to play bounties plus witch hunters, and we are basically stuck to this. So unfortunately it needed this buff. Imprisonment, I will also think about voting for this leader ability. So I will do my best to revert all these ridiculous changes for Nilfgaard. Then haste. another change that had absolutely no reason, because at 12 it was already very expensive. Right now somebody basically killed this card, and it was creating so slow tempo that in my opinion 12 was perfect, but right now at 13 it's another overspill. Coup de Grace, I don't know what was the purpose of changing this card. Actually at 9 it was more interesting because it can be also included in some golden neckar decks, so I also don't agree with this change. Kikimor Queen, although I am a big fan of this card, but it's so strong that at 9 points of provision it was just too cheap, and the value that it can create is just absolutely insane, especially if you're gonna play this card 3 times. I also uploaded a video with Kiki being played 3 times, so I mean this is absolutely ridiculous. So I think 10 it's okay. Britannian Secret Service, ridiculous change. I don't know what was the reason for this and who was whose idea it was, but this is a joke, guys. A bronze card, another bronze, at 7 points of provision, and only in Northern Realms they have 2 cards which are bronzes, and they are at 7 points of provision. So I mean, we have golds which are at 5. Obviously, the Vial of Forbidden Knowledge is 4. But I mean, other than this, I mean, how you could even change this? And I mean, think about changing this card into 7. I mean, this is ridiculous completely. This should be at 7, and it should stay at 7. Sorry, 6. Open Sesame, another ridiculous change. It should be at 5, just like it was before, because actually the crimes are not that strong, and not even one deck from Syndicate was in a meta decks last season. So I would say that I don't know what was the even like idea standing behind this. It should be exactly at 5 points, and I don't know why we are going back and forth with this card almost every season. Highland Warlord, another ridiculous change. He should be at 5, just like he was before, and that's it. And this card should be never at 6, just because somebody doesn't like raids. So I mean, it doesn't I mean, it doesn't matter, because actually at 6 this card is too expensive. In round 1 it creates such a slow tempo, and obviously everybody will say yeah, but then in the second round and in the third one, but it doesn't matter, because actually this tier can be locked. You don't even need any kind of removal option, and if you win round 1 and then the guy has let me say even a great sword at 20 something points of power, then you use spores, or you use what this card use Sirocco, so heat wave, and then you destroy this card, and that's it. And I mean, this deck doesn't have that much points. So primal savagery, actually, to be honest with you, I pretty much agree, because if you play 2 Highland Warlords, you have you can deal 4 points of damages, and then you're creating Bear Abomination at 6. So I would say 5. It's the best where it should be, because anyway you will always play Highland Warlords with this. I don't even like imagine a situation in which you will just play Primal Savagery by itself. So this one, actually, I agree. Yes, then we go with the decrease provision. Guys, this is just this is a joke, so no comment on this one. Another joke. Actually, I was voting for this card, so finally she is at 11 points of provision. She would be perfect at 10. Then she would be included in so many decks, and it would change definitely the meta. So I agree, but it still need another buff. Let me say at least 7 points of power, but 10 would be perfect. Hemdall, great change, but it seems like it's still not enough, in my opinion. Like the Hemdall, he's still missing points. I would say maybe 9. That would be perfect for also including this card in Golden Neckar decks. Maybe that would create something. I mean, something fun to play. Because we cannot count on something that every guy will play all 9 cards in one row. Obviously, there are some games like this, but in most of the games we can count maybe on 4 points. So if you're gonna count it wisely, and if you don't have Ulula on board, then it plays for 12, maybe 13 points at maximum. So I think this is still not enough. Artis, I agree with this change because he was completely forgotten. So I think it's gonna be fun to see Artis this season, and then we will see how it's gonna work. If he's gonna be too strong, then definitely we need to go back. But in my opinion, it's not, such a big deal because Artis, he doesn't have a veil, and he's only at 5 points of power. Brayton's another joke. Land of Thousand Fables, forgotten card. So I agree. I really agree with this change. I'm just looking for something special with this card. To be honest with you, like I still find like playing Sihil with this is the best option, and I was really thinking about this card so many times, and I still cannot find something which is like great, and the randomity, it like puts me off from this card, but with Sihil, this is a buff for this deck. Trent Mantis, a very good change, and this is the issue, guys. A gold card at 5 points of provision, and then let's see over here once again just to remind you, and then we have a gold bronze card at 7. So I mean I think that tells a lot. Megascope. The Megascope is at 4, and just leave it like this. Don't touch it. Just leave it at 4. It's such a slow tempo, and basically in many of the games it means nothing, or not a lot. It's not like a game changer, and just show me one deck, a meta deck, in which Megascope was included. A deck like this doesn't exist. So I mean that tells you a lot. This is not a game changer, and just because some guys didn't like man decks, it doesn't mean that you need to kill all the man decks that they are in the game. So 4 and just leave it. Ban art tutor. One of these changes that basically will have no impact on the game. But at least it's something for the mages, so I think this is okay. This is okay. So that's it, guys. Let me think. What do you think about my comments in the comment section, and we can discuss it further on. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Thank you for your time and support. Please like, subscribe, and comment, guys. See you in the next video. And the last announcement, guys. Please go to the nearest shelter and adopt the dog. Thank you very much, guys. Bye bye.